All right, today we're pulling back the curtain on the invisible engine that powers, well, pretty much every modern business, technology infrastructure. These projects are the real unsung heroes. They're the foundation for everything from just sending an email to landing a massive deal. So let's dive in and see how it all really works.
So let me kick this off with a question for you. What's the single most important part of your office that you can't even see? And now I'm not talking about company culture or the mission statement, though those are obviously huge. I'm talking about something way more concrete, but at the same time, completely invisible.
And the answer? It's the technology infrastructure. These are all the big projects that build, upgrade, and maintain your company's digital foundation. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like the plumbing and wiring of your business. It's absolutely essential, but you really only notice it when something goes horribly wrong.
But listen, this is not just some random shopping list of tech gadgets. To really get it, you've got to see it as the fundamental architecture of the entire business. And that architecture? It rests on three essential pillars. Okay, let's get into our first and, you could say, most foundational pillar, building and connecting. This is all about laying the groundwork, creating the actual physical and digital pathways for all that information to flow.
At its heart, this pillar is answering a really simple, practical question. How do we get everything connected? Think of it like this. We're building the digital superhighways that your company's data is racing down every single second of every day. And here are the actual building blocks of that connection. You've got your network projects, things like upgrading routers and switches to get more speed. Then there are these massive data center projects. This is literally the physical home for your company's digital brain. And of course, wireless projects, making sure that Wi-Fi blanket covers every corner of the business and then some. But look, just having everything plugged in is only the beginning, and that brings us right to our second pillar, optimizing and modernizing. This is where we take that basic foundation and make it smarter, faster, and a whole lot more flexible. The real driving force here is intelligence. See, it's not just about having a network anymore. It's about having the most efficient, the most cost-effective, and the most powerful network you possibly can. So this pillar asks, how do we make our infrastructure actually think smarter? And this is where the real magic starts to happen. You've got server virtualization, which is a total game changer, by the way. It lets one physical machine act like a whole bunch of them, saving a ton of space and energy. Then you have these critical storage projects to put all the data in one place and, so important, back it all up. It all boils down to one key idea, doing way more with way less.
Now, a huge piece of this modernization puzzle involves a really fundamental choice, moving to the cloud. As you can see here, you can keep your systems on premises, physically inside your own building, or you can make the leap to a public cloud platform, which gives you this incredible flexibility to grow or shrink your operations almost instantly. And that choice really leads to two major types of projects. First is cloud migration, which is all about moving your systems over to those huge public platforms like AWS or Azure for maximum scale. The second option is a private cloud deployment, basically building your own exclusive cloud, which is what organizations do when they need the absolute highest levels of control and security.
So, we've built the structure and we've made it smart. But you know what? None of that means anything without our final, critical pillar, securing and supporting. This is all about protecting that massive investment and, just as importantly, empowering the people who have to rely on it every single day.
This pillar is really two sides of the same coin. On one side, it's asking, how do we keep all of this incredibly precious data safe? And on the other, it's asking, how do we make sure our teams can actually use this powerful system to work together and get things done?
So on the security side, we're talking about projects like upgrading firewalls. They're basically the digital bouncers for your network. And for remote access, setting up a VPN is just non-negotiable these days. It creates a private, encrypted tunnel so employees can connect securely from literally anywhere in the world. And this is the key. The whole point is to protect against evolving threats. This isn't a set-it-and-forget-it kind of job. The dangers are always changing, which means your security has to be this constant process of watching, learning, and improving.
And then we've got the human side, the support. Unified communications projects, things like modern video and phone systems, that's what makes collaboration feel easy and seamless. And behind the scenes, you have monitoring systems acting like these silent guardians, making sure everything is running smoothly and spotting problems before they can ever impact someone's work.
So there you have it, our three pillars:
building, optimizing, and securing. But just like a real building, a strong digital foundation doesn't just happen by accident. No way. It requires a blueprint for success.
I mean, this slide says it all, right? A strong digital foundation needs a strategic blueprint, not just a random pile of disconnected projects. Every single piece has to be designed to work together, all of it supporting the bigger goals of the business.
So, what's in that blueprint? Well, it really comes down to these 3 essential steps. First, effective planning, so your tech actually lines up with what the business needs. Second, thoughtful budgeting, to make sure you're funding the right things. And finally, diligent project management, to actually make it all happen. If you miss any one of these, even the best plans can completely fall apart.
And this is the payoff. This is why it all matters. A well-executed blueprint delivers some seriously powerful results. It keeps a company competitive, it makes sure critical data stays locked down tight, and, at the end of the day, it enables real, sustainable business growth. This isn't just about IT, it's about the future of the whole organization.
So I'll leave you with this to think about. Take a hard look at your own organization's digital architecture. Is it a well-designed structure built on strong pillars, totally ready for the future? Or is it kind of a collection of patches and quick fixes, an accident just waiting to happen? The answer to that question could define your company's success for years to come.